Thank you very much. Otolika. Basazama indlela yokutolika. Zobe ngibalekelela mina.
The interpreters are still trying to find a way around their interpretation. I was merely assisting them.
Kwezinye indawo lezi besihamba kuzona bengibuye ngiduke ngokolimi. Kodwa ke ngiyathemba lana leli ngilikhulumayo liyazwakala.
In some areas, I usually got lost in interpretation, but I do believe that this language is quite familiar.
So ngingakwazi ukuyitolikela ngifake isingisi ngilethe school fees engangikhokhelwe sona esikoleni nginkwintize ngesingisi ngibese ngiyibeka futhi nangesizulu umifuneka ngeSwati ngibese ngiyayifaka futhi nangeSwati.
So I'm sure my school fees will be put to good use because I'll be using English with a bit of Siswati as well. I'll be actually using both of these languages.
Okokuqala asixolise ukuthi sifike ngemuva kwesikhathi ebesibekwe yithini.
Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity and apologize for the delay. We got delayed and we missed the time that we had set ourselves.
Indawo mungayazi uyakwazi ubekwa noma yikuphi. Ngiyaqala ukuthi mina mhlambe ke sebekhona abakabafika. Ngiyaqala uze ngizonyathela la.
When you are familiar with the place, it is maybe easier. But for me, I have never been to this area. This is my first time being here.
Angikaze ngudlulelwa toll gate bengiqala udlula ku toll gate namhlanje.
I have never gone past the Nkomazi toll gate. This is my first time today.
Ngebhadi la besikhwele babekuthiwa asilale khona besiyolaliswa eHazel View.
Unfortunately for us, we were booked to put up in Hazelview.
So njalo nje masihamba la emgwaqeni manje ngibona ihall ngithi ayicishe sesifikile ngoba ngathi nanti ihall eduze komgwaqo.
So as we were traveling, I believed that no, it seems like we are getting close to our destination.
So siyaxolisa kakhulu ubingeyona inhloso yethu ukuthi sifike kube yithina abafika emuva kwesikhathi esibekwe yithina.
So I'd like to take this opportunity and apologize. It was not our intention to arrive late.
Ngiyathemba sesixolelwe ngokungazi.
I do believe that you have found it in you to accept our apology.
Siyikomiti lezimbiwa phansi namandla.
We are a committee on minerals and energy.
Ngale kwesokunxele eqaleni sinobaba uBhilankulu.
On my left-hand side, at the beginning, we have Mr. Bilankulu.
Okuthiwa ngumhlonishwa uBhilankulu.
He is rightfully addressed as an honorable member.
ngimgadile ngoba kathi siseLimpopo benza nje so bengimgadile ukuthi uzoyenza yini lana.
I was actually expecting that because he has been doing it since we were in Limpopo.
Eduze kwakhe sinobaba uZungula.
Next to him,
Mhlonishwa.
we have Honorable Zungula.
Eduze kwakhe sinomhlonishwa uVolmarans.
Next to him, we have Honorable Volmerans.
La eduze kwami kwesokunxele sinomhlonishwa uMahlawule.
Just next to me on my left-hand side, we have Honorable Member Mahlaule.
Ngakwesokudla sinomhlonishwa uMakeke Tyobeka.
On my right-hand side, we have the Honorable Member Makeke Tobela,
Tyobeka.
Chobeka.
Yeah. Eduze kwakhe sinomhlonishwa uJafta.
Next to her, we have Honorable Jafta.
Ngale kwakhe gcineni sinomhlonishwa uMalinga.
And on the extreme right, we have the Honorable Member Malinga.
Kuthiwa intombi yalana ke eMpumalanga.
I hear that she is a local lady.
Lo khulumayo umuntu nje ekuthiwa wakwaLuzipo.
I am just an ordinary guy. My surname is Luziko.
Owabekwa ukuthi abe ngusihlalo wele committee.
Who was appointed to be the chairperson of this committee.
Asihloniphe ukuthi uma ekhona amakhosi aphakathi kwethu siyabingelela ukufika kwethu lana.
Let us also take this opportunity and recognize the local leadership, traditional authorities who have also graced this opportunity. If they are here amongst us, we take this opportunity and acknowledge their presence.
Siyezwa ke kukhona ke nabahlonishwa abakhona lana ngale ngakithi ke sesibabiza ukuthi izicishamlilo ngoba yonke inkinga yomphakathi ithatha izobekwa kubona.
We also would like to acknowledge the honorable members who work as firefighters in our communities. I would believe those are the councillors. We also take this opportunity and acknowledge their presence.
Kuthiwa sinokhansela uNgobeni.
I hear that we are graced by the presence of Councillor Ngobeni.
Ya singalibiza igama kanti umuntu akekho abanye bethu esikoleni noma sasiphasa nje uzubhala kwi-noise makers kwabanga umsindo noma ungekho esikoleni ngoba sekwajwayeleka. Sengenzeka ukuthi solibiza ikhansela wasekwajwayeleka ukuthi lihlala likhona phakathi kwabantu.
I hope that we are not merely calling on the names of people who are not here, like it used to happen in school, that if you are known as a troublemaker, you are always on that list of troublemakers.
Kuthiwa sinokhansela uMagagula.
We are also graced by the presence of Councillor Magagula.
Angixolele uma ngabe ngilibize wrong leli gama.
I would like to apologize if I have not properly pronounced the name.
Sibongo somuntu sibaluleke kakhulu.
The surname of another person is very important.
Cabanga ukuthi ngukhansela Siboza or Siboza because amagama ethu manje uma ufuna ulibhala kahle awususa no age silibize thina ngalendlela elibhalwe ngayo Siboza.
I think we have Councillor Siboza.
Ayuvumile. Kusho ukuthi ngilibize kahle.
He is in agreement. It means then that I've appropriately pronounced the name.
I'm sure bezosho athi order chair uma ngilibiza wrong igama lakhe.
I'm sure you would have been quick to call me to order if I had not pronounced the name properly.
We are here because the portfolio now I have to test the capacity to interpret. We are here because the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy has forwarded to the National Assembly proposed amendments to the Electricity Regulations Amendment Bill.
Silapha namhla ngoba leli komiti la lokwembiwa phansi demandla letfule kuchibiyelwa kwabusha kwemtsetfosivivinyo wekuchibiyela tekulawula gezi.
La is our second province. We are in the second province in Mpumalanga, our first leg.
Sivakashela sifundza sesibili kanzi iMpumalanga siyaqala kuba la kulendzawo noma kwecala seMpumalanga.
Last week we were working in Limpopo.
Leliviki leliphelile besisebenta eLimpopo.
This week we are working here in Mpumalanga.
Kuleliviki sisebentela la kulesifundza seMpumalanga.
When we are done with Mpumalanga, which will be on Wednesday, we will be going to the northwest.
Nasicedza lapha eMpumalanga ngalwesithathu siyawuchubekela embili siya esifundzeni seNorthwest.
Uma ke lo mnyango okay, siyabona nami ngizodideka manje.
You see now I'm also going to get confused.
The department has tabled those amendments to the Electricity Regulation Act
Leltiko letfule letingucuko ne mayelana nalomtsetfosivivinyo wekuchibiyela tekulawula gezi.
and we decided that because this is a very high prioritized matter, the issue of electricity, we decided to do all processes simultaneously.
Sibonele ukuthi indzaba yagezi indzaba lemcoka kakhulu. So sibone kukuhle ukuthi tonke tigaba sitende kanye kanye.
We have issued a notice for those who want to make written submissions.
Sikhiphe simemetelo salabo labafisa nabo kufaka luvo lwabo ngekubhala.
Simultaneously, we agreed that we must go to the people and hear their views on the proposed amendments.
Saphinze futhi sathi kungcono siphinze futhi sivakashele bantfu siyawuva nabo tiphakamiso tabo kule tingucuko leti libangafisa kutenda.
We also referred the bill to the National House of Traditional and Khoisan Leadership.
Kusesenjalo saphinze futhi lo mtsetfosivivinyo sawuthumela.
Then the National House of Traditional Traditional and Khoisan Leadership, okusho ukuthi indlu yabaholi bendabuko le esithe sayihambisana kuyona.
Saphinze futhi sawuthumela kule ndlu yebaholi benzabuko.
We are now, whilst waiting for the deadline, especially on the written submissions, we are now also conducting public hearings.
Siphinze futhi senda luhlelo lekuva luvo lwemphakathi kanzi sesimele lelilanga lemncamla jucu.
Some of the proposals that are being made
Letinye taletiphakamiso letentiwako
is the establishment of what is called a transmission systems operator, which means another state-owned company that will have its independent board.
letinye tetiphakamiso letentiwako ngutsi kufanele kusungulwe lelinye futhi litiko litawuphindze nalo libe nebhodi letimele letawubhekana naletindzaba tagesi.
There is also a proposal to give more authority to the National Electricity Regulator of South Africa, which is NERSA, on issues of tariff setting and enforcement.
Kubukwa futhi nekuthi kungentiwa njani kusi kuniketwe emandla kulesikhungo lekusilawula gesi kulelive leNingizimu Afrika lekuyiNERSA.
Also, the purpose of this amendment are also about the improvement of the administration of the act.
Lenye injongo ya yalelithuba lekuthi bafake luvo lwabo bahlali ukuthi kwendiwe ngcono indlela lomthetho lo usebenta ngayo.
It's also about ensuring that there is additional electricity
Kuqinisekisa ukuthi kuba nagesi,
There is also new generation capacity
kuba netindlela letinsha tekuphehlwa kwagesi
as well as electricity infrastructure.
kanye futhi
Ingqalasizinda,
impahla leyanele
zayolanda ushintsho wami ngiyayibona.
impahla leyanele ehlangothini lokwethulwa kwagesi.
Also in the proposals that are contained in these amendments,
Kuleti phakanyiso letendiwako mayelana nale luhlelo lokushintshwa
is to provide for an open market platform
ukuthi kuvulwe indlela yokuthi bantu bakwati kusebenzisana nahulumende kube futhi nendlela yokuthi bakwati nabo kuvakalisa luvo lwabo.
In essence, it is about creating an environment of commercial competition in the electricity industry.
Nekuthi kube nekuchudzelana kwalabo labana lamakhono kulomkhakha.
Just one last point that I think is also very important is to ensure that there are different sources of electricity generation, transmission, and distribution.
Kuqinisekisa ukuthi tikhona letinye futhi tindlela letingasetshenziswa kuphehla gesi nekusabalalisa.
The last point is also to give authority to those who would want to generate electricity for self-use.
Nekuthi labo labangafisa nabo kuti phehlela gesi bakwati kuba nemandla ekukwenda lokho.
So those are some of the of the proposed amendments.
Letinye tetiphakamiso letendiwako.
In simple English, the amendments are proposing a reviewal of the Electricity Regulation Act.
Letiphakamiso letha kuti kubukisiswe noma kuhlolwe kabusha lomthetho sivivinyo wechibiela tekulawula gesi.
That is why then we said, let's listen to your views because they will help us when we do discuss the proposed legislative reforms. We will be informed also by your inputs.
Kungako siniphe lithuba lekuthi nani nivakalise luvo lweni kuze kuthi letiphakanyiso letendiwako nani nibe nifake luvo lwenu.
So your views are very important to us.
So luvo lwenu lumqoka kakhulu kithi.
We intend to leave every public hearing much clever than we would have when we started these public hearings.
Lolu hlelo lwekuluvo lwemphakathi lusivula ingqondo nathi kude sibe nesithombe lesikahle sekuthi kahle hle yini lefanele kwendeke.
That is why we are also happy when some of our councillors are present here.
Ngako siyajabula uma ngabe baholi bethu ezingeni labohulumende basemakhaya emakhansela akhona lana.
Because they are the ones on daily basis that are confronted by challenges of electricity within their own communities.
Ngoba ngibo lababhekana ngqo naletingcinamba tagezi emiphakatsini.
So we hope they will also be able to advise us on how the law must be made in order to mitigate against the current crisis of electricity that we are faced with.
Ngibo futhi nabo labangasilekelela ekutheni sikwadi ukuthi lo mthetho utawendiwa njani kude sihlangabetane naletingcinamba letikhona emangweni mayelana na kwethulwa kwagesi.
Now we are going to go to the next just to explain the procedure that we will be following.
Nyaloke sesitawuchubekela embili nginichazele luhlelo lesitawulandzela lona.
We are going to take hands of those who want to speak.
Sitawuthatha tandla talabo labafisa kuphawula.
You are free to speak in a language of your own choice.
Ukhululekile ukuthi ungasebenzisa noma ngabe nguliphi lulwimi lolithandzako.
But please, not Japanese or Greek. We don't have interpreters for that one.
Kepha siyacela nje ukuthi ungasebenzisi ilwimi letfaya ekhatsi Japan nobe Greek ngoba asinabo labatawutolika leto tilwimi.
But all the South African language will do our level best to give interpretation.
Kepha kuto tonke tilwimi talapha even leNingizimu Afrika sitawuzama ngalokusemandleni ukuthi sitolike ngendlela lefanele.
We will only request that you give us your name and surname
Sitawucela nje kuphela ukuthi usiphe igama lakho nesibongo
for record purposes.
kude nathi sikwati kufaka kuma records ethu.
You can tell us which ward you come from or organization, but you are not necessarily interested on your status, whether married or not, single. We want you to only tell us who are you, because in some places we find that it's a marketing way of people when they come to the podium, to the mic.
Sicela nje kuphela ukuthi usiphe igama nesibongo ngasipha neliwodi asinawutikhathata kakhulu ukuthi sive nje maybe kwesimo senhlalo yakho ngobe sinakile ukuthi labanye bayasasa lelifuba batikhangise nabaniketwa lombhobho.
We also request that we stick to time.
Sitawucela nje ukuthi sihloniphe nesikhathi.
I advised in some other places, and probably I must advise even now, that it's better if you come from one organization that you do what is called a separation of task.
Ngicelile nangaphambilini ukuthi nangabe uvela kunhlangano thite ukuvete lokho kude kutawuvisiseka.
For instance, if you give each other that you will talk about the role of NERSA, the role of the national government and municipalities, what you want to see in the amendments to the act, then next colleague of yours must be able to say, we will talk about the question of an open market, or also the question of creating competition. At the same time, the issue of the systems transmission operator, so that we don't cut you before we could get all what you would have wanted to say.
Umani phakama nimelele inhlangano lethide kubalekile ukuthi nehlukaniselane lo msebenzi nichaze ngaletigaba njengoba basho la indzaba yekusebenta kwetekhangiswa kagesi naleminye imikhakha kude ukuthi ungaphelelwa isikhathi nangabe ufisa kuphefemula.
Because we want everyone who is here to participate. If he or she does not want to speak, then that will be the reason. But the reason should not be because we ran out of time, because people were, I said in some places, were delivering a state of the local address.
Ngiyathanda nje ukuveta ukuthi singajabulela ukuthi wonke umuntu akhulume nangabe unaso lesifiso kungabi ukuthi uvinjwa isikhathi ukuthi ukhulume.
My last point here is that these chairs that you see in the middle
Liphuzu lami lekugcina ngilokuthi letitulo lentibona la emkhathini
are not a sign that we must use them. No one is going to be fighting anyone. Those chairs are specifically for people whose hands would have been raised and pointed at by the chairperson of the session.
letitulo atikabekelwa ukuthi tingasetshenziselwa lokunye ngaphandle nje ukuthi labo labaphakamise etandla batawukhethwa sibakhulume batawusebenzisa tona kuhlala laphayana.
If you are given, you raise your hand and the chairperson points at you, that number that is going to give you, you must go to the chairs and look at the number. If, for instance, you are given number 3, it means you'll go to the chair that is number 3.
Uma kwendeka ukuthi uniketwe mhlambe lithuba lokukhuluma uphakamisa isandla kwathiwa number 3 utawuhamba uye kwisihlalo number 3 uyohlala lapho.
Please, we beg you, don't go to the chair if the chairperson has not pointed at you.
Siyancenga ukuthi ungayi kusitulo noma usihlalo uma ngabe usihlalo angazange akukhombe noma akubide.
As I given the guarantee, we will do our level best to accommodate as much as possible people who will speak here.
Njengoba sengishito ke ukuthi sitawuzama ngemandla kusinike lithuba ukuthi ngilona loyo lofuna ukukhuluma abe nelithuba lokukhuluma.
If you have a written input that you wanted to make, we will advise again that you take it on the far right table.
Uma ngabe kukhona siphakamiso lesinemandla ufuna kusenda siyaphakamisa ukuthi mthambo sithathe isithatho sakho uye ngala ke litafula la ka right uyosethula lapho.
Or if you have not finished, we cut you before you could finish. We will also request that your written input, you put it or send it also to that table.
Uma kungenda usekunqamule usakhuluma siyacela ukuthi bese ubhale phasi bese uthatha isiphakamiso sakho usitafula leli la ka right.
Now, let me give over to Honorable Volmarans to proceed with the meeting.
Ngita uniketa ke kumhlonishwa Volmarans aqhubeke nalemhlangano.
I always advise that please, let's respect him. It's not that he's sitting down when he's chairing the meeting. It's just that he's very close to the ground.
Ngicela simhloniphe ke ukuthi hayi ukuthi uhleti phansi maloka aqhuba umhlangano nedinga ukuthi nje usonzela kakhulu nemhlaba.
Honorable Volmarans.
Dumelang bagaetsho.
Sanibona.
Next time I will come with a step ladder.
Lockdown tawuta nestepisi ngitawusebenzisa sona.
The chair has already outlined who we are, why we are here, and how is it going to unfold going forward.
Usihlalo sekaqhazile ukuthi ngibobani netizathu ukuthi kungani sila nokuthi tawuqhubeka kanjani kule mhlangano.
The bottom line is that there is an act that was promulgated in 2006, and we are on a roadshow public participation on amending it.
Lokusala konguthi kukhona ke umthetho lo waqhibiyelwa ke ngo2006 kanti ke sisemgaqweni ukuthi sizame ukuthi sifake inguqulo ethide kulo mthetho lo.
And some of the issues that are in this amendment are the ones that the chairperson has explained to us.
Kanti lokunye lokuyinseleye kulelo mthetho loyo ngiloko lokusilethela leseqhazwe ngusihlalo.
Now, without much further ado, I would request that we can raise our hands for you to be identified to participate as a speaker who will contribute, give us idea, make a submission, make a comment to this process.
Ngaphandle kokuchitha isikhathi ke ngidawuqala ukuthi siphakamise itandla njengemuntu ofuna ukukhuluma dofaka ligalo lakhe kulo nhlangano lesikuyo.
As I said, we can start raising our hands so that you can be identified.
Singaqala ke sivete itandla mawufuna
The
ukukhuluma.
first hand is a gentleman
Phakamisa
there
isandla.
in a cap,
Siyakubona mnumzane.
and the lady here.
Singaphakamisa
Number
itandla.
1, number 2,
Number 1, number 2 ngala,
number 3, and number 4,
number 3 and 4.
and councillor number 5,
Councillor tobang number 5,
number 6.
number 6 imnetfu.
You will go to the chairs according to the numbers allocated to
Sicela
yourselves.
ukuthi ke njengoba ubitiwe uyohlala kuleso sihlalo
Number
leso.
7, Sesi.
Sisi tobang number 7,
Number 8 next to number 9, and number 10 in the jacket.
number 10 mhlambe ngilogqoke jacket.
That will be our first round of people who are contributing towards this process that we are in.
Kutoba ngibo bokuqala ke la tofaka ligalelo kule nqubo lesikuyo.
Once more, they will give us their names, where they come from, if they are representing an organization or a body, and they can proceed giving us their submission.
Sikuphinze lo ukuthi uma utawukhuluma utawusho igama lakho usho inhlangano obuya kuyo bese uyasho ke ukuthi ligayo lakho toba ngiliphi.
Everybody is allowed to use the language of their choice.
Wonke umuntu unelungelo ukuthi asebenzise ulimi le athanda ukukhuluma ngalo.
And the submissions are your individual submissions. Don't worry about what the other person might want to say.
Lugayelo lakho ungumuntu ungakhathaleki ukuthi lo munye utawufika athini.
Are we done with the 10 or is there still space for one more person who would want to fill that space?
Kushoda lo yi-1 number 10 uma ngabe yakho lo ufuna ukukhuluma lokuthide.
There's the gentleman. Okasimola Ntati.
Angibingelele nonke endlini.
I will greet everyone in the house.
Ngingu Thomas Nkuna.
My name is Thomas Nkuna.
Ngithi nami angito faka ligalelo lami macondzana nalokuchibiyelwa kwalomthetho.
I saw it prudent that I also come here, so I also have my input on the amendment as proposed.
Ikakhulu ke ngifuna ukuthi ngikhulume ikakhulu ngokucatshangelwa kwetihlupheki.
I want to dwell much on how the thoughtfulness or how you consider the poor,
Ikakhulu labantu labadzala.
more especially so the elderly
Kanjalo netinzanza
and the orphans as well.
kutsi Nkosi yami kwangathi ningaqala ngabo.
I plead that you look at these people first
Uma nichibiyela lomthetho.
when you make amendments to this bill or this act,
Ngoba thine lesikhona la ekhaya sisebenta ngawo lomphakathi.
because we as present and working within the community,
Sibona yonke lenhlupheko.
we see all the suffering.
Kubuhlungu kakhulu.
It is really painful.
Ngaloko besicela ukuthi uma nichibiyela lomthetho niqale nibuke ukuthi hlupheki tona nitithini nitibekaphi.
That is why I plead that when you amend or you put this bill or enact the bill, please look into what you do with the poor.
Angifuni uqambe manga gezi uyabita kakhulu.
I do not want to lie to you. Electricity is really expensive.
Ngaloko tihlupheki tidonsa matima netinzanzane.
In that, it makes it very hard for the poor and for the orphans.
Ngiloko lebengicela labasehlaleni ukuthi nani yowulungisa nichibiyela niqale ngale tihlupheki kumatima in South Africa abantu bahlupheka.
That is my plea to the leadership that when you enact this bill, please look into the interests of the poor and of the orphans.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Imakancane Babankuna. We just overlooked to mention that as you propose, give us advice and so on, at the end or at the beginning, you might have to say whether you support the bill or you don't support this amendment.
Si khohlele ukuthi sikuvete lo ukuthi uma utawukhuluma la ubeke ligayelo lakho ekugcineni kwako konke sokukhulumile bese uyasho ke ukuthi ngabe uyaweseka noma uyaqitha ke lesiphakamiso likhona kulolu shintsho ukuthi ngabe khona kunayi act.
Empeleni sithi hlupheki kude lesingakusho ngoba sathi ukuthi emandla onke anani.
In truth, as the poor, there is no comment or there's nothing that we can say because you hold all the power.
Ngaloko ngiyathi ukuthi le amendment indawo ilungisa lekucelako cabangelani tihlupheki netinzanzana.
I am certain that you're going to look into the amendment properly, but I plead that you look into the interests of the poor and of the orphans.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
As the lady comes forward,
Asasonzela ke sisi.
for purposes of also managing time, we normally allocate about 3 minutes speaking time. If we can work within those 3 minutes, we'd be very happy. And if you have a submission verbally, and either through your phone or through a paper, you can also after that get to that table and give it so that we quote you verbatim.
Uma ngabe utawukhuluma siyaqela ke ukuthi mhlambe uhlale kusikhathi ngaba mhlambe imizuzu emithathu 3 minutes ekukhulumeni kwakho. Uma sethulo sakho mhlambe sibhalwe phansi egqineni sicela usibeke lapha etafuleni la sikhona ukuthi masiye ukukhuluma ngawe sivele sisho ngqo lokhu okukhulumile.
Can I go ahead? Okay. My name is Korisone Sengani. I am an energy policy coordinator from Business Unity South Africa.
Nginguxoliswe Xolile Khuliso Sindane
Nesengani.
Sengane
Nesengani.
Nesengane. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Let me start off by saying that we do agree with the amendment, but we do have some few suggestions or some few inputs on the amendment.
Asengiqala ngokuthi ke siyavumelana ke nalesiphakamiso dokushintsho lefuna kufaka kule amendment kule bill kodwa ke sinesiphakamiso lefuna sithi fake masibeke sivete kulokushintshwa.
Okay, the 2022 and the 2023 amendment bill introduced the definition of a direct supply agreement.
Kulo qala kwa 2022 na 23 lishintsho lifake ke inkazelo ye supply agreement ukuthi yithini.
As Business Unity South Africa, we made a submission that the definition exclude generators, traders, and the system operators as customers.
Kule nkazelo ebekwa lapho ku supply management ibeka wonke umuntu nje njengema customer.
And we also make submission that the provision to the definition must include generators and traders. The National Energy Regulator of South Africa should not, the National Energy Regulator of South Africa should not regulate the prices of generator of privacy and also the traders where these private generators or traders are selling to other generators or traders. And we also make a submission that the definition should include the central purchasing agency and the market operator.
Le nkazelo lena yokuthi ni supply chain kufuna mhlambe ingaveti njengalo kumuye lophathe tagesi kube nguyilo lawula ukuthi ibita ngamalini lento leyo kodwa ke ibeka ngaphandle labo la kungele babephehla gesi kazi nalabo ke bahambisa gesi kuma customer.
The second submission that we would like to make in regard to the definitions of the Amendment Act is the definition of physical bilateral transaction.
Kanzi ke lo ngile ufuna mhlambe ngokutfule lana ke le nkazelo ukuthi yini ke I physical bilateral transaction.
We make a submission as Business Unity that the physical bilateral transaction seems to be misleading in the context of the system operator balancing the demand and supply.
Ngicela ukuveta lo ukuthi ke kubonakala shangathi le nkazelo yo physical bilateral transaction ingathi ke inokuthi idukise ngandlela thide ekubukeni ke I supply.
We are asking the question that is this not auxiliary services because it is to stabilize the system?
Ngoba ke lokhu kufuna kube ngilokhu lokutawusita ukuthi kusimamise le system.
Another further question that we like to make a submission on is that would distributor not wish to have these auxiliary services in scenario in which the central purchasing agency procures electricity for balancing demand and supply? And is this not bilateral?
Sifuna phinza sibuta ke ukuthi ngabe ke lokhu hambiswa kwagesi akusiko lo mhlambe kuyi bilateral noma kuhamba ngandlela etibili yini na.
We also make a submission that the word physical seems to be misleading and should be deleted.
Naye igama elithi ngathi nalo liyadukisa futhi siphakamisa ukuthi alisuswe noma lisulwe laphana.
As a result of this, we make a proposal that the definition or the wording should rather be national bilateral transaction or public bilateral transaction.
Kanzi ke siphakamisa ukuthi le definition iyakhona ishintsho ke ibitwe ukuthi I national bilateral transaction esikhundleni salo physical bilateral transaction.
And the reason for that is that because it has to do with national interest or balancing the grid.
Kanti ke sizathu saloko ukuthi lokhu kuba kuyinto lefuna sivo sonke nokuthi ke igrid ihlale ibalansile.
In further to the definition, we make a submission that the definition should not be the central purchasing agency rather than not a central purchasing agency.
Kanti ke sinawuthi le lokanani inkazelo yakhona kufuna ichintshwe ukuthi ibithwe nge-CPA not a CPA mhlambe.
Yeah. Okay, the last submission that I would like to make today is in regard to the definition of regulated transactions.
Lenye lephakamisa ke ninkazelo ke ye regulated transaction.
The definition was introduced in the 2022 amendment as well as the 2023 amendment. I won't go to the definition wording.
Le nkazelo lena ke ya introduce noma yafaka ke ngomnyaka 2023 na 2022 angeke sengigqile kakhulu kule nkazelo lena.
But our submission as Business Unity South Africa is that we have understood that regulated transaction to be transactions that have their tariffs set by the National Energy Regulator of South Africa.
Kanti ke luvo lwethu ke njengabo business ukuthi ke lama tariffs lawa ke abekwe ngulo national regulator wala eSouth Africa.
I would like to make a submission that the definition seems to be misleading because it does not include any project that needs to be registered.
Ngicela ukuphakamisa ukuthi ngasi le nkazelo nayo lena inokudukisa noma kumisleada ke ngoba ayifaki ama projects lathide.
With regard to the definition, would like to make a further submission that the word unregulated means a private and bilateral, and the word regulated means with a regulated entity like the Central Purchasing Agency. And I would like to close off to say that this needs to be clarified.
Kanti ke ngicela ukuthi ngigcine ngokuthi akushintshwe ke mhlawumbe kuqhazwe kabanti ukuthi lo unregulated na regulated kusho ukuthini kuqhazwe nje kabanti kube mhlophe.
Thank you to the chair and thank you to the portfolio committee.
Ngiyabonga kusihlalo nekomiti lonke.
Thank you. But on that note, Mayor Koliso, do you support or reject this bill that you are busy with?
I've indicated at the beginning of my submission that we do support, but we just have some few concerns on the amendment.
Okay, my apologies, I did not pick it up. But the speakers were also not all right, but we accept that.
Okay.
And part and parcel of leaving you to proceed was the interest we have in the document that you present.
Okay, no problem.
You can get through to the table as well.
All right, thank you.
Ngasachubekela phambili ke wethule siphakamiso sakho kuleli tafula nje kafushane bebabuta ukuthi uyavumelana yini noma uyasichitha yini lesichibiyelo salomthetho sivivinya kanzi uye wakuveta ukuthi uyakwesekela lokho kanzi bachaza ukuthi bamnikete lithuba lekuthi achubeke akhulume kuze bayeveka bandi ngaloko la ebeka kwethula. Ngiyabonga.
Yeah, ngiyabonga program director.
Thank you very much to the program director.
Lo khuluma nguVusi Nkosi.
My name
Ubuya
is
edorobheni
Vusi.
elikhulu bathi Mashonasburg. Lidumile nje edorobha.
My name is
Program
Vusi
director.
Nkosi.
Ndathi beya ngeSiswati into oyiva kahle. La ku section 1 kule act 4 ya 2006 ndawo ya straight la kule issue ye independent power producers.
On section 1 of the Act of 2006, I'll go straight to the section on independent producers.
Kokuqala nje angisho ukuthi against le amendment bill.
Firstly, I would like to state that I am against the proposed amendment bill.
Lama independent power producers inkinga yawo akaketeli kutosinceda kule issue yokuqeda load shedding.
The independent producers have got a challenge, and their biggest challenge is that they are not here to help us end load shedding.
Because ngendlela ngwabona ngayo they are here to make money.
Because as it appears, they are only here to make money.
That's why ngisho ukuthi asi-allowing le ISCOM itendele lo msebenzi kunokuthi sifake lama independent producers because eta nalabantu laba-rich lebatokhona kwenta imali more.
The independent producers seem to be working with the rich in their effort to make more money.
Because-
And therefore, I am suggesting that we allow ESCOM to continue producing electricity.
Because ifear yami ukuthi the small business angeke participate kuloko. Kuyoba laba laba-rich kuyoba ngibo lekuphinze barane le process yalo gesi.
Because my fear is that the disadvantaged will not be given the opportunity to participate in this process. It will only be those who are rich who will continue to enrich themselves.
Se ngito ivala ngiyala pa clause 3 ku regulator.
In conclusion, I'll go to clause 3 regarding the regulator.
Nalapho ke bekunene ngiyayicitha lento yeNERSA kusinikwe ama powers.
I also would like to strongly reject that we give them those powers.
Because iNERSA ngibona ngathi yakolida nalabantu labalapha ka ISCOM because sometimes bahlangana babo sebathatha decision ukuthi igezi ingakhushulwa after 3 days 4 days they agree with ISCOM. Ngibona ngathi labantu abalapha kule board badlisana na ISCOM.
I do believe that NERSA is colluding with the guys at ISCOM because at one point you'll hear that they've agreed that the tariffs will not be increased. A few days down the line, the tariffs will be increased. So I do believe that the nature of the relationship between NERSA and ISCOM is corrupt.
Niwatshele lamajabu usivuso usuyanichitha la nihleli khona ngiyabonga program director.
Do please let them know that Vusi has expressed his rejection for this proposed amendment.
Sanbonani,
Greetings.
my name is Samuel Vusingobeni, the ward councillor la Ward 4 NAS. You are all
Li-
welcome.
Ligama lami nginguSamuel Vusi Ngobeni lo li councillor. Ngiyanemukela nonke.
No, to me, I will start at 3.28.5. The object of the act is to facilitate investment in the electricity supply industry.
Bengingathanza kuqala ku chapter 3 to 8.5 mayelana neluhlelo lwekusisa kutagesi.
But who is that person who's going to invest in? We have ISCOM who's doing the job, and Nyalo snale problem. You will see. The reason why we have ISCOM as a state-owned company is so that batoba lenient towards nalaba labahluphekile njengoba babekasho la.
Who are those investors? We want to know. Because here we have got ISCOM as an entity that is lenient towards the poor in the country.
And as it is now, ESCOM, as a ward councillor here in my ward, kune community where since March they don't have electricity, others since January, because ESCOM ufuna imali that they haven't been paying for ESCOM services. Labete yon. So can you imagine now if you are going to introduce private people, labayoba more harsher than ESCOM, kusinetsa ngani logo?
As a ward councillor, I am witnessing it even here in my ward. We have people who are sitting without power in their homes because they have not been able to pay ISCOM. And ISCOM continues to expect payment from these people. So now can you imagine if you rope in private investors, they are going to be even harsher on the less fortunate in our communities.
And the IPPs is the very same people who are coming from old money. These are the people who have been looting money from ISCOM. Today, Obel Hosa has gone to join some of the companies, the IPPs. It means all along they were just taking money from ISCOM, moving another side. Nyalo sebafuna kubuya, but otsengisela tsine gezi. Ngemali labayende from looter ISCOM. Namhla sine load shedding because of the very same people laba benefita. Today they come back as IPPs. Ngathi kudlalwa ngathi la.
I suspect that we are being taken for a ride. Because first and foremost, we have got people who are suspected of having looted and brought ISCOM to its knees. Today, we are experiencing load shedding. And now these people are coming back in the form of IP and purporting to want to invest. I do suspect that South Africans are being taken for a ride.
Black business people, like if I can name drop Mike Teke, were given coal mines. I think it's Siritsi, I forgot like the full name. And all of a sudden we are told now, no, we must cut on coal. We used to have a PHP bulletin here, changed to South 32. Now they're gone, they give these black people these coal mines. All of a sudden the coal mines are useless now. So now they're coming on the other side, IPPs. They were not empowering us as black people ukuthi kufanele school and us. If you say coal mines must die, what are you saying about those companies that overhandle our mine from PHP bulletin?
Okay, we have an issue with black people who were given powers to participate within the mining industry without name dropping the likes of Mike Maliti and Mike Teke, who was involved with the Seriti mines and the likes. Now, these guys, they enriched themselves during that process. But now, you hear that they are going to restrict access to the mining industry while some people have enriched themselves. So you end up not understanding the whole rationale behind these processes.
And they say that the company will be wholly owned by ISCOM. While ISCOM is already there, why do we need it? It's not clear. How is it going to solve the load shedding? So, in a nutshell, as the ward councillor, I reject this proposal. Thank you.
Bathi leti ngapani leti tawuba khona titawusebenzisana na ISCOM kungani ngoba ISCOM sovele ukhona uyawenda umsebenzi gafushane njengeli councillor ngiyawuchitha lo mthetho.
Sanibonani,
Greetings.
ligama ngiwinile ngiwaka Mabila.
My name is Lungile Mabila.
Winile.
Winile Mabila.
Ngifuna ukukhuluma kakhulu la ku ISCOM. ISCOM uyasilahla kakhulu thina lesihlala khona asinayo igezi kodwa i-load shedding yenda every day ihlala ikhona. Tindoda ethu tiyabola since 2016 siyahlupheka ngagezi nakwendeka leli shedding imshibo iyabola cause senda tinyoka. So dinto leti ngalunga kakhulu siyakhala vele lapho ukuthi ngamana angayendi sikhona ukuphila ngaleti nyoka leli siphila ngato nasekenda lokho ama fridge amosheka mihla nemalanga vele indzaba yagezi sikhala kakhulu ngayo ngathi bangasilungisela cause nasilalela etindzabeni kuthiwa kunemali labasinikelele ngayo kodwa asuboni mehluko asiboni lutho sihlala siyaka ISCOM siyokhala ukuthi sicela ukuthi asifake legezi akube nemaphali sibe nakukude bangacaleka baphinze babuye bona batothathela leti nyoka tethu.
All right. In my area since 2016, we do not have electricity. We see people experiencing load shedding, but we are neither affected by it because there is no electricity in our area. My plea is that ISCOM must not go ahead because as people, we are used to illegal connections and the illegal connections have become a part of our lives. So,
Besicela kakhulu ukuthi asincede kakhulu ISCOM shem asifake legezi sitokhona kuphila njengalabanye bantfu nathi sibe nagezi sikhala kakhulu ngaloko ukuthi ISCOM amana asincede ngalokho.
we are pleading that ISCOM must come to our area and connect us so that we also have power in our area.
Ngiyabonga. Thank. Ngiyavuma.
I support.
Yeah, no,
The bill.
can we take the opportunity to also lower our discussions there so that we can hear the speaker correctly? And don't intimidate the speakers, man.
Sicela ukuthi ke saselithuba sinicela ukuthi nehlise umsindvo nengqoqo lekhona phakathi kwenu futhi ke ningathi seniyethu mhlawumbe nisabisa labo labakhulumako.
Let's try if you will respect the speaker here.
Singathi ukuthi simhloniphe njengoba nakakhuluma.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Libito lami ngimi Sindisiwe Madonsela. Sindisiwe Madonsela.
My name is Sindisiwe Madonsela.
Sinesikhalo segezi.
We have an issue regarding electricity.
Sikhalo sethu segezi asinagezi la sihlala khona eMangweni ku Ward 9.
Our complaint is that we do not have any electricity supply in our area where I reside at Mangweni, Ward number 9.
Siphila ngetinyoka nyoka.
We live through illegal connections.
Igezi thina side. Besicela sikhalo sethu ukuthi ngasi bangasifakela igezi siphile njengalabanye bantu ngoba le gezi le ukuthi wonke lamalanga emalanga eyahamba eyabuya tindotethu tiyawonakala sikhuluma nje.
We then plead with you that you supply us with proper electricity. It is very difficult now that some days you will have electricity that comes and goes as it pleases. We have our property ruined through this behavior.
Sikhuluma nje Thandi igezi yethu yetinyoka nyoka ishaye inkomo sikoleta 20,000 kusifuna ukuthi sibhadale lenkomo banikati baleti inkomo bafuna ukuthi sibhadale lenkomo ngokuthi thina siphila ngetinyoka nyoka.
As we speak, what happened the day before yesterday is that our illegal connections electrocuted a cow. We are now called to pay 20,000 rands in payment for that cow. The owners of the cows want to be paid the 20,000 rands towards the cow.
Bengajabula kakhulu nangabe ukuthi singayithola le gezi sifane nalabanye bantu labanayo le gezi lena sitokhona kuyenda into letiningi.
It will please me if we were to get proper electricity supply like other people, so we could be able to do other things as well.
Ses applyele no applyela samukisa nemaphepha basitshela kuse asite la emhlanganweni maphepha yethu akhona la.
We have applied a number of times. We have taken our documents there, but we were then advised to come to this meeting because our documents will be in this very meeting.
Mphelela lapho. Thank you.
Siyabonga. Thank you.
If we can keep as calm as we are now, it will help.
Singayibamba netlana hayi.
We really want to listen and hear what the submissions are all about. And then we will make a determination on some of the submissions which might not belong to the process that we are holding, but we cannot get rid of the people who do such submissions. So if we can give the speakers an ear so that we can also hear what they have to say.
Siyatsandza kuva ke tetfulo tabo bonke labakhulumako. Sitawuthi si decide ke makhamba sikhathi setfulo semuntu mhlambe ngilesi mhlambe singasilungisa la noma enjani. Asinike labakhulumako letfuba lokuthi bakhulume.
Okay. Thanks, Chairperson, members of Parliament, supporting staff from.
Siyabonga ke sihlalo nabo bonke labakhona nabo abasekela parliament.
traditional leaders, political leaders, protocol observe, sanibonani.
Nabo bonke baholi benzabuko, baholi bepolitiki, nawo konke lokho ke ngithi ngiyanibingelela.
Okay. Mina ngingiSaviour Mhlongo from Ward 21. I'm deployed by the NC Youth League.
My name is Xavier Mhlongo from Ward 21. Ngiqelwe i-Youth League ya ANC ukuthi ngibe la.
Okay. Where to see youth Ward 29? Siyabona ukuthi consultation is all about the partially privatization of Eskom, of which
Sesikunakile ukuthi ke lokukhulumisana nebantu ke kwentela ukuthi ke ingxenye ke yaloku iprivatizwe iEskom.
Of which we reject that motion because that amendment because the competition will end up with Eskom agcine angasebenzi njengoba kwendekile ku-SAA way.
Alright ke silusha ke siyawuqitha ke lesiphakamiso sokuthi kushintshwe kumele inguquko thile because it will lead that Eskom will not function as it has happened to SAA.
So we'll end up with those people who have a financial muscle powers, but those hang abasebenzi baga Eskom ukuthi basupportage iEskom. So in that case, we reject the amendment le Eskom. So
sikunakile lokuthi ke labanemandla labanemali they will support that the employee from Eskom so that they help sabotage Eskom.
Okay, so ngaloko ne uma kuyovunyelwa ukuthi ku-privatize ingxenye ya Eskom, loko kusho ukuthi we want a solution ye short term.
If then it is allowed that partial privatization of Eskom be done, kusho ukuthini?
Kudovumela will help the community in a short term.
It will only assist the community in a short-term basis.
So, but after 15 years or 20 years, the people of South Africa bayokhala.
Emva kweminyaka lengu-10 noma lengu-15 bantu bala South Africa they will live to regret it.
Because Eskom will end up privatized yonke kani. Since kwake kwaproposa indzaba ye-nuclear deal, why Eskom anga review indzaba ye-nuclear deal ukuthi inga-applyelwa kanjani ukuthi ibuye isito kwakha lesinye isikhungo se-nuclear deal. Mhlambe kwakhiwe ema-station mhlambe noma bo 4-5. But loko akubukekwa loko. The only thing leyenda lento ukuthi manje ke kugcine kutocelwa ukuthi abafuni ukwakha tikhungo whereas bafuna ukuthi privatize, which means kukhona lokukhona lapha longaqondakali kahle.
If the amendment is then allowed to proceed as is, it will lead to the total privatization of Eskom. I do not understand why it is not looked into. The nuclear deal should be looked into, or the building of new infrastructure or new substations. Why do we not want to build new substations other than going the route of privatization?
Okay. Lokunye, since 1994, Eskom ikwatile councillor emakhala amaningi. So loko kuto privatize, siyobuyela back emuva. So
since 1994, Eskom was able to bring electricity to a lot of households. Now, if we go to privatization, it means we'll be going back.
Loko kuyasho ukuthi indzawo letisemakhaya ngibona abantu abatosafarisheka kakhulu.
This will mean that people from the rural lands will pay the brunt.
So siyacela for thina nje lesibuya emakhaya kuze ekugcineni singasafarisheki akumiyo lokuprivatize the partial of Eskom.
As people from the homelands or from rural areas, we plead with you that you must stop the partial privatization of Eskom.
Before ngiye phansi ngisacela kusho ngiyajabula ipanel ekhona la ikhuluma ngeEskom. iEskom yalapha kaMhlushwa is too great. I-greed ngani? Ever since kwaba ne-COVID, emagate avaliwe. Ibathupile principle ithi singangena si-consult, but Eskom akamhlushwa. Even today, kulokhiwe egedini, every day si consulta ku security. Kanti labana abasebenzako lapha basebenza kwendani kani?
Before I go sit down, let me just speak to the people that are here that are dealing with ESCOM. I have a problem with Gamhlushwa ESCOM. I think they are too greedy because now the Batupilu principle dictates that we have access to them. But now since COVID happened, the gates have always been closed. We go there, we only consult with security officials. Why are the people there and what are they employed for?
So siyacela si community nisilungisele lapha ka ESCOM sivulele siye ema-ofisini.
We have a plea as a community that you speak to them, they should give us access, then we can talk to them in the offices.
So ESCOM hayi ukuthi ifa noba ifa kunjani, the poor service delivery. Laba khuluma tipi khathi khuluma ukuthi electricity ayikho, electricity gcina kunethi nyoka kwechiwa gas. That is the mother of ESCOM ukuthi agcine abe bankrupt, because ESCOM does not gain anything out of the nyoka. But if they can install electricity for people, the nyoka ngeke ibe khona. ESCOM will gain money because people will be able to buy electricity.
I think the whole idea is that it leads to people connecting illegally because ESCOM itself is failing to provide proper electricity to the people. Now, if there are illegal connections, it means ESCOM is not making any money. But if ESCOM were to supply proper electricity, people will buy electricity, will bring revenue to ESCOM.
Okay, ngiyabonga chairperson of the
Thank you,
session.
Ngiyabonga Slalo. Thank you very much.
How about now? Good morning, colleagues. My name is Nkopurin Patlele from Business Unity South Africa.
Sanibonani, ngingopre Mpahlela from
Business Unity South Africa.
Business Unit South Africa.
So we do support the bill as it will open the markets for generation which is currently needed in South Africa.
Siyaseka ke lokushintsha kwale bill ke ngoba kutawuvula ke lenye imikhakha letawusita kuwakha gesi lekudzinga kangaka eSouth Africa.
Given our current shortage of electricity, we do believe that the bill has the potential to open the markets and add new generation to the infrastructure, and as well to meet our decarbonization trajectory.
Iyakholwa ukuthi le bill ke inako kwenda ukuthi kuvuleke ke lokuthi kube nendlela ukuthi kwakhiwe gesi kabusha nangendlela lenemandla ngoba ke kutawusana ukuthi nalendo ye decarbonization nayo yehle.
We have, during our review processes, we have noted that there's some changes which are quite of importance for portfolio committee and the public to review. So we have noted that in the 2022 amendment bill and the 2023 amendment bill, there were some proposed changes that require further consultation.
Sikunakile ke ukuthi kulama bill lawa bewaphakanyiswa 2022-23 bekhona inguquko thide lebesiphakamisa ukuthi tendiwe kuko lokho makwendiwa lokho review kwalama bill lawa kuleminyaka lefile.
So there are two questions that I have for clarity. One is on the functions of the TSO.
All right. Mibili mhlawumbe imibuto lenginawo ke wokuqala umbuto ngilokuthi imisebenzi ye TSO.
We have noted that the establishment of the TSO remains the same, but however, there's some functions that have been changed in the 2023 amendment bill. So we would like to request clarity on the deleted section of the 2023 amendment bill in relation to the functions of the TSO.
Sikunakile ke ukuthi kukhona lokushintshiwe kule misebenzi ye TSO kule bill ya 2023 sifuna kwathi mhlambe kuqaqiswe ukuthi kungani kushintshwe lokuthide kule misebenzi ye TSO.
Our question largely focused on who will provide the functions of the deleted functions of the TSO in the 2023 amendment bill.
Imbuto ukuthi ke ngibani lotwena lo msebenzi lokhishiwe ngephansi kwemisebenzi ye TSO uma ngabe ikhishwe ngaphansi kwe TSO.
The other question that I have is we have noted that in the 2023 amendment bill, the term day-ahead market has been substituted with a new section. So we like to provide clarity as to whether the new section does it replace the day-ahead market definition, because we currently believe that the term and the provisions of the day-ahead market in the new amendment bill are too broad. So we like to find clarity as to how does the day-ahead market definition fit into the new bill?
Sifuna ke nenkazelo ke lechaza kabanti ngendzaba yelithema elithi head market. Lisho ukuthini ngaba ke libande kakhulu lingena njani kule bill lelithema lela.
Thank you, colleagues.
Siyabonga.
Sanibonani ngibingelela bonke balingani bami lesite nabo lana kulo mhlangano lona ngibingelele bonke bahlonishwe labakhona la eKhatsi kuleli hole ngibingelele nabo bonke labakhona la eKhatsi nemakhansela onke lesinawo lapha kuleli hole.
Greetings to the House at large. I would like to take this opportunity and greet our honorable members, our councillors, and everyone who's present here in this hall.
Ligama lami nginguvusi Michael Ngosi ngiqhamuka eNkomazi West eMagudu.
My name is Michael Nkosi, and I come from Komazi West in Magudu.
Ngisukumela nje kuPaula ngoba injongo yethu size sitohlangana lapha indzaba ya Eskom sitokhuluma ngendzaba ya gesi.
I'm standing in front of you to also comment because the purpose of our meeting is to discuss the issue of electricity.
Indzaba ya gesi iyahlupha kakhulu lapha emphakatsini.
Electricity remains a big problem in our communities.
Siphila emakhaya linyenti lethu alisebenzi kunebantu labadzala nekufundza kunebantu labangafundzi lapha.
We live in our homes with the elderly and some of us are illiterate.
Imali asinayo gezi side emakhaya kungako nje sisukumile side lapha kulomhlangano lona.
We don't have means of making an income and we also don't have electricity.
Ngiyeva nje kuyakhulunywa ngokuprivatize ka Eskom lokho kithi kuyaduma asathi lutho asiva lutho futhi lokubalulekile la kithi nyalo bekose Eskom asicacisele ukuthi bonke laba labete gezi bamthola njani gezi kuze akhone ukubhadaleka gezi.
I hear the issue of privatization being brought up here, and for some of us, we don't even know what it is all about because we still expect Eskom to explain to us about the issue of those who do not have access to electricity.
Mine angivumelana le privatization ya Eskom. Mine ngicela ukuthi Eskom akete emphakatsini
I
asifakele gezi.
Support the privatization of Eskom. I am pleading with Eskom to come to the people so that we can also have electricity in our households.
Ngiyeva kuyavakala ama-councillors akhona lapha emphakatsini. Kepha ama-councillors atfola bulukhuni ngenxa ya Eskom ngoba le mphakathi uyalwa ulwise ama-councillors sithi abadelivi. Batawudeliver njani Eskom angeti kutofaka gezi konke na Eskom uma aletha i-development kufakwa lamapali kufakwa gezi. Lo mphakathi utawubhadala gezi. Besicela lokho nje ukuthi Eskom asifakele gezi emakhaya. Ngiyabonga.
As it is, we have councillors who find it very difficult to do their jobs because of Eskom. We are just pleading for Eskom to come and ensure that our people get electricity in the projects that they participate in. That is my submission. I thank you.
Thank you, Re Vusi.
Siyabonga Vusi.
We are ready to take another round of hands.
Siyaqhubeka futhi ke singajabulela kuthatha le inyeye lithimba
so that we give some more people a chance to have a view.
Kuze ukuthi siphe labanye bantu lithuba nabo lekuthi bethule luvo lwabo.
Because basically, the question that we are looking for is about what do we say as a community in this public gathering about the bill, the act that is now a bill for amendment over the regulations and how electricity is produced and the market. And all the submissions are relevant. We are still going to discuss them when we get back, when we have finished every one of the 9 provinces. So you are more than welcome to still do your submissions to us.
Silapha committee kuva kabandi ngeluvo lwenu mayelana netinjongo temtsetfosivivinyo wekuchibiyela tekulawula gesi.
So don't be intimidated by virtue of rejecting or supporting. We don't have a view as yet. We are looking for your views.
So siyanicucutela ukuthi ningadvumali nakuthiwa umtsetfo siyawucitha noma siyawemukela ngobe thina selikomiti side umbono mayelana naleyo mtsetfo sivivinyo sisacokelela luvo lwenu siyanicucutela ukuthi nisukume niphawule.
So we are requesting some more hands to fill the chairs that we have.
Sicela nje niphakamise tandla kude sichubeke nihlalise kule tihlalo.
And then if there are fewer hands, we will still take the fewer hands. If we are satisfied that we have participated through the other members that have spoken, still no problem as well.
Noma ngabe tandla timbalwa sitawutithatha noma ngabe nitiva ngathi nanelisekile niyakwemukela lokho lokwetfulwe kulesigaba naloko nako
Yeah, number 1,
siyakwemukela.
and then number 2, Datemo. Number 3, number 4, number 5 at the back there, blue shirt, 6 and 7. 8 with the paper in hand. 9, Ceci. The last one so that I close it off.
Cela sandla sekugcina
Hlaya,
ngaphambi
mama.
kokuthi sivale kulesigaba.
The lady will be the last one. I'm going to request
Ake,
us to
Taba
observe
nguye
our less than 3-minute speaking chance. I have opened it up for the first speakers because they had a number of presentations to do, but I would request that we observe that time so that the other people can also have a chance.
Ngisathanda nje kunikhumbuta ukuthi ngicela sihloniphe lenzaba yesikhathi ngaphambilini ngiye ngabavumela ukuthi bakhulume ngoba bekubonakala ngathi banetetfulo letinyenti kepha nje asesikhumbule ukuthi sisebenzise ama-minute langaphansi kwalamathathu nasenda tetfulo tethu.
The members, so that we don't repeat it, the members who come from that section, yeah, Ward 9, that we're talking about, no electricity and ESCOM since they have applied. We are packaging that so that the table can get it. It is not part and parcel of the bill, but we are not going to say, don't say it. We will make sure that it reaches where it's supposed to be.
Angisho nje ukuthi laba vela ku Ward 9 labe benda tetfulo mayelana nekuswelakala kwagesi si tivile tikhalo tenu siyatithatha kepha nje bese nganicucutela ukuthi singaphindze futhi sibuyele kulolu dzaba.
On that note, you can proceed, sir.
Singachubekela embili sinikete umnumzane lesamile phambi kwethu thuba singachubeka.
Thank you very much. Greetings to all in the house.
Siyabonga kakhulu sinivusele nonke endlini.
Libito lami nguStephen wakashabango.
My name is Stephen Shabango.
Suka from Ehlanzeni Ward 9 19, Kanyamazan.
I am from Kanyamazane, Ward 19, within the Hlanzeni district.
First, I will say I support the bill.
Kwekuqala nje ngithi ngiyawesekela lo mthetfosivivinyo.
Kodwa ke, my motivations nginawo.
And I do have reasons to motivate.
I think we need to be careful in this bill, not to find ourselves in another crisis in the near future.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi kulo mthetfosivivinyo kufanele sicaphele kuze ukuthi singaditfoli sibhekane na letinye tinkinga nje kusasa.
And again, we need to improve to the new system. As Sibona, there's some kind of new climate change and other stuff, so we need changes anyway.
Ngiyacabanga futhi nekuthi siyadidzinga tingucuko letitawubhekana futhi negucugucuka kwesimo selitulu, so siyadidzinga letingucuko.
Ngaphezu kwako konke futhi, ngicabanga ukuthi nakuyo i-electricity leyo, ama-renewables dinto letosebenta in the near future.
And I do believe that within the electricity sector, renewables are things that will be of great use in the foreseeable future.
If singakhumbula kahle as Africans in Southern Africa,
If we can remember the history of Southern Africa as Africans,
we had industrialization.
sibe neluhlelo lwe-industrialization noma lekuba khona kwemafemu.
Yebo. So, if ngabuka namhlanje sesirulwa yini AI, but AI intelligence.
If you can look at the status quo, we are now governed by, come again, AI agents,
Intelligence.
intelligence.
Yeah. So, noma singazama sithi sifuna kuhlala back kule system lenzala. We need to be careful. That's why I said at first we need to be careful because vele times are changing.
Even if we can stay, even if we can insist on staying with the old, we need to be careful. Ngoba tikhatsi tishintshile.
Yes, kumatima se understanda issue abogezi vele bayibala bafowethu siya experience vele la emakhaya ukuthi sine challenge with electricity, but if sibuka le live ukuthi libhekapi in this sikhathi lesiphila kuso. Yeah, let's come about. We need some changes. So we need to accept that the times are changing and we need to the only thing, how do we, that's where I think we need to sit down and see how do we approach the near future?
I think that what we really need to acknowledge is that change is inevitable. We need to plan on how to approach the future.
And I would say again, even ISCOM as a government entity, saying a competition because ISCOM is now relaxed.
I do believe that ISCOM, as much as it is a state-owned entity, it does need competition because ibonakala ngathi nje kungyalo ingcebelekile.
I hate to use the words luguluta and other stuff. I normally use igama elithi, people are relaxed. That's why we encounter these problems less now, today.
Angithandi kusebenzisa leli gama lekuntshontsha. Kepha ngithanda kusebenzisa leli ukuthi ngasi kunekungcebeleka. Kungako nje sina letinkinga lesihlangabetana nato namhla.
So I again say I support the bill, but on conditions.
Kungako ngithi ngiyawasekela lo mthetfosivivinyo kepha nami ke nginemaphuzu lengawathanda nje kuwaphakamisa.
And again, I'm aware that it's a clause like khuluma khona with the powers that are given to the regulator.
Ngingasho nje ukuthi ngiyati ukuthi kukhona i-clause lekhona lethinza emandla laniketwe i-regulator.
And also, the issue of tariffs, as there will be private, kutobek nama private companies, the issue of tariffs, ngiletinye tinto lefuna kuhlalelwe phansi carefully all those things, because if sengitsenga from another to another, then the third party will be suffering down there.
Indzaba yenzengo yagesi kiyo into efanele siyifakele kakhulu tibuko ngobe nangabe kutawu bese kuthiwa kuya privatizwa kusho ukuthi wena njengalo sekugcineni njengoba kuyoba kunale private bese kuba nalo semkhathini nguwe lo tawubhadala kakhulu.
Finally, I would say the world is changing. So we need a new system of life whereby, vele, we like it or not, we will never stay with a system lenzala, as the issue of climate change, inalokuning later nago, so we know that.
Kwegcina ngithi umhlaba uyaguquka so ngeke sihlale lapho sikhona ngeke simenzaweni leyodwa. Indzaba yeguquguquka kwesimo selitulu nayo iletha tingcinamba leti tawubita ukuthi nathi sende ngalokwehlukile. Siyakubona lokho futhi siyakwadi.
I support the proposed amendment bill. Thank you.
Ngiyawesekela lokuchibiyela kwalomthetho sivivinywa ngiyabonga.
Greetings to everyone.
Ngiyanibingelela nonke.
I'm Vasco Shabangu from Ward 7.
Nginguvasco Shabangu lobuya eWard 7.
Mine is very short and straightforward.
Emaphuzu ami ngitawuba mfisha kakhulu nje ngihlala endzabeni.
Electricity Amendment Bill, it's more likely of a falling tower.
Abi Electricity Amendment Bill ibonakala kwangathi itawusilethela tingqinamba.
To make life more difficult for the fellow RSA citizens.
Itawuwenda impilo ibe madima kakhulu kubahlali belive leNingizimu Afrika.
Consultation should have followed a climbing ladder system.
Lolu hlelo lweluvo lwemphakathi bekufanele libe netigaba letahlukahlukene.
E.g.,
lokufaka ekhathi
municipality consultation locally,
bomasipala ezingeni labohulumende basemakhaya,
provincial consultation, and lastly,
bohulumende betifundza,
be national consultation.
bese kuba nguhulumende lomkhulu wakuvelonke.
As I conclude, the amendment bill has not taken an appropriate trend of consultation to the public.
Sengiphetha nje mina luvo lwami ukuthi leli committee alizange lithathe indlela lefanele ekuxhumaneni nemphakathi.
So I do not support the presented amendment bill. Thank you.
Ngakho ke angiusupport lo mthetho sivivinywa lo mayelana ne de mandla agesi. Ngiyabonga.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Ngidawucala ngekubingelela tihambeli tethu. Ngibingelele emakhansela bese ngibingelela umphakathi wonke lokhona la.
I would first like to start off by greeting our guests, our councillors and the community at large.
Lona lo mephambi kwenu nginothando wakaMagagula. I'm from Ward 14.
My name is Nothando Makagula. Ngibuya eWard 14.
Yes. Ngitocala nje ngekusho ukuthi angivumelani naleti inhlelo letinsha leba sithama kusithengisela tona. Gezi uyinkinga kakhulu emphakathini.
My point firstly is that I would like to reject this proposed amendment bill as presented because electricity is a big problem in our society.
Uma singakhumbula kahle sukela kuyakhalwa kuthiwa iskom uluthile. Uma sithi iskom uluthile asati labantu lebe balutha lapha kuthi bobani.
There has been an outcry about widespread corruption and looting within ISCOM, and we still don't know who is responsible.
What if these new people that are coming, the Batsbatos Letela energy, is the people that have been looting? Angeke le struggle siphume kuso.
This is not a struggle that we are prepared to abandon? Because what if these new players are the ones responsible for looting ISCOM?
My suggestion is, ISCOM akabuye ebantwini asebenzisane nebantfu eve ukuthi sikhalangani singasitakala njani futhi
Siphakamiso
nebantu babhadale
sami-
gezi ngoba ngendeka siyakhala nje some of letikhulumi betikhona la titikhulumele ngemlomo wade ukuthi tisebenzisa tinyokanyoka nathi siyafaka sandla ekutheni tinto tingahambi kahle.
Siphakamiso sami is that ISCOM must come back to the people and work with the people and supply electricity. Because I think we have had a lot of speakers in the house. Illegal connections are quite rife in society. Furthermore, I'd like to encourage people to pay for the use of electricity.
Ngiyathemba uma tikhalo tethu singabambisana naye ISCOM kungaba khona lesingachubekela khona phambili.
I do believe that if we can work with ISCOM, there can be progress.
Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Sanibonani. First, ngithanda kubonga kubona indlu ikhona namuhla.
First off, I want to thank you that everyone is here.
Sihlala sibona bakhuluma eParliament singanalivo lekusho ukuthi sikhala ngani.
We would see it on television. Parliament will be speaking, but the voice on to point out or to voice out our opinions.
Kokucala angivumelani naloku lokubhaliwe la.
First off, I do not agree to what is written here.
Lokhu bangangavumelani nako ngoba labaphathi laba labathi bona bafuna ukuthi iphathela gezi. Singabadi ukuthi bangibobani yini lokhu bangadivate basincede njengoba ISCOM anenkinga.
My non-concession to this proposed thing is that these new players that are coming to the fore, we do not know why they are there and why ESCOM is not bringing forth the problems that they are experiencing.
And if we are speaking of the private sector, sikhuluma ngemuntu ngabekisa ukuthi urana spicer shop whereby uchincha ama prices anytime nakavuka.
If we are going to talk about a private sector, it's the same as when talking about a person who's running a spaza shop who willy-nilly would change prices and when he pleases.
Namuhla sinebatali emakhaya lamangakhoni afford electricity but they do buy it. ESCOM uzamile ukuthi ahlangabetane nabo. We do appreciate that.
As things stand, we've got parents out there who are prepared to buy electricity even when they don't afford it. ESCOM has tried to meet them halfway and we appreciate the effort from ESCOM.
What I like to say today, I'd like to ask you to please take us more important as we are here today and take what we are saying back there so that they recognize us as young people who are trying to stand for the community.
Lengaqala ke ngikhona namuhla ukuthi nisithathe njengebandla basemqokwa lebabalekile njengebandla labasha sizama ukuthi simele lengathi kasida sibandla labasha.
In Mpumalanga ngithi lana lesiphehla malahle siyakhona kusupply letinye tindzawo why kumele kuthi bo-nuclear lesingabadi lesibabona ngathi babulala kuletinye indzawo babita ukuthi ma-nuclear bomb but lana sekufuna kuphehlwa ngabogezi singachubeki ngemalahle ethu.
Mpumalanga is a province that produces coal. Why does it now call that other things be brought to our area, things like nuclear, which are renowned for being bombs and other things, but now the very same thing is now being thought to be used for electricity.
So I say, let's support ESCOM and assist. Those who wants to buy ESCOM out must come in and assist so that we move forward together. Ngiyabonga.
Ngithi ke labo labafuna ukuthi bakhiphe Eskom ke abangene bona baside ukuze siqhubeke naye lo Eskom loyo aphethe gesi. Thank you.
Sanibonani.
Greetings.
Sebabingele kakhulu. Lengicabanga ukuthi nelanga seliphakeme.
Yeah, and you've received a lot of greetings today, and the day is getting late.
Ngakasiboza sibongo, Councillor Siboza Ward 31.
I am
Komazi West.
Councillor Siboza from Ward 31, Komazi West.
Angathi ngaqala kuphukubuta ngoba lembuzo lenginayo la lengicabanga ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi the relevant people lebala namhla sokhona ukukhuluma nabo ngoba before ngikhuluma nje le amendment lesiyoyenda namhla la anginovumelana nayo mina ngenxa yokuthi kunetizathu engida ukukhuluma manje.
I'm not too sure which question I must pose first because there are relevant people there, but let me just start off by saying that I'm not going to agree or concede to the proposed amendments because of reasons that I'm going to furnish to the House.
Electricity besiyithola eMozambique Kaborabasa from later the year.
Besiloko sitfola gesi wethu kusuka eKhaborabasa eMozambique leminyaka lesibuya kuyo.
Now sine generation wethu esinawo la sinawo ama generation amaningi kakhulu la eSouth Africa leka generator igesi manje eSouth Africa.
But of late it has happened that to have our own generation plants that produce electricity, a lot of these plants. What grieves me is that we generate electricity, but we do not have electricity. Nearby countries or nearing countries have electricity as we speak today.
Umbuzo wami uthi why emavela ngaphandle abe negezi thina banikati begezi singabe negezi? That's my question number 1.
My first question is, why is it that our neighboring countries have electricity whereas we are the producers of this electricity?
Kwesibili thina singumasipala sifuna ukuthi abantu babhadale gezi. Sinale police lethi kune indigent lokuthi banikete abantu gezi wamahala. Units but we cannot asikhoni ukubanikeza gezi wamahala ngenxa ukuthi eSouth Africa asikhoni ukubhadala. What is the plan of Eskom? Ithini Eskom ngale plan ukuthi sifuna kunikeza abantu mahala gezi but asikhoni.
My other question will be, what plan does Eskom have? Because we are prepared to give our people free electricity, indigent electricity, where we give them certain units, but we cannot do that. So what is the plan that Eskom has to rectify this?
Eskom ayekele ukuthi mhlambe ithi akube nebantu abafuna ukuthenga bathengise gezi. Eskom ayitendele gezi ayisebenza ngoba njengoba isebenza manje igenerate gezi, itransmit gezi, distribution kugezi ikwende konke kwendwe ngeEskom kungendwa ngilomunye umuntu ngoba labantu abafuna kwenda lo gezi manje abekho kutosisita eSouth Africa sihlele emnyameni manje.
I really propose that Eskom must not introduce another player into the system. Eskom should continue as things stand today to generate electricity, distribute electricity, and do everything as Eskom, because the people that are coming in, they're not there to assist South Africa.
Bantu bakhuluma manje sengiqina ngokuthi kunethi inyoka. Yes, because uma se-apply thina kamasipala si-apply gezi kunesa sithatha isikhathi eside ukuphendulwa asiphendulwa masinyane and mina njengekhansela abantu basithuka ukuthi asibasupply ngento right ngoba ukuthi uma u-apply kanesa kuthatha isikhathi eside kubanikeza gezi emanye ustand onke lesinawo eSouth la enkomazi lengwatiko mina ede gezi. That's why bakunethi inyoka ngoba bede gezi uma sende ama-application kanesa kuthatha isikhathi eside ukuthi sisitakale.
As I conclude, people have made mention in the House of illegal connections. The reason to that is that when we apply with NERSA to have new installations for electricity, it takes forever to get responses from NERSA. It then leads to the people going the route of connecting electricity illegally. So we get insults from people that are not giving them electricity in time. That is why they resort to connecting electricity illegally. So.
Siqhibela njani umthetho sikhala ngokuthi asinayo sitawuqhibela njani umthetho ngoba sitawuqhibela namhlala but gezi side. Thank you very much.
What I am saying today.
Sanibonani endlini.
Greetings to the house.
Igama lami Comfort Kumalo, ngibuya eMjindi Zone,
My name is Kampat Kumalo. I hail from Jindi Zone.
Ward 44.
That is in Ward 44.
Ngithanda kusho ukuthi angivumelani nalomthetho.
Let me state it that I do not agree with this amendment bill.
ESCOM ayakhe ma solar plant, yakhe ma portable power station,
ESCOM should just build solar plants and portable power stations
because stoba na more crisis masithi siyabuka because njengoba bebasashido lamanye ama speakers ukuthi eMpumalanga sinalamaningi mine kuphehla ke la phehla gas.
because as things stand, it seems like we're going to have a lot of crises. Other speakers have spoken it out that in Pumalanga we have a lot of plants that produce electricity.
Sikhuluma nje kungimanje ngiyacabanga nani nibonile eParliament ma truck ayaphuma aya eMozambique.
I think the people from Parliament will have seen that we've got trucks that are going to Mozambique.
So ngithanda kusho nje ukuthi ngimuntu lomusha angivumelani nalento because bafuna ukuproduce lento ye green energy lebahlulako nabo kulama mave angaphandle.
As a young person, I want to state my view that I do not concede or agree to this amendment bill because it seems they want to introduce this green energy from other countries, the very same countries which are failing to use this green energy.
Ngakho ke ngidobuyela phasi ngalo Jesu.
Thank you very much. I'll sit down. Ngajesu.
Angenibingelele nonke. Ibito lami ngisabelo wakangwenya ngisuka eMakudu Ward 15.
Greetings everyone in the house. My name is Sabelo Ngwenya. I come from Magudu in Ward 15.
Umbono wami ula kutheni nangabe lelive lona selifuna kuvumela labantu labakhulu ngoba kunabo somachuzu kuyabonakala bafuna kuvula inkampani tabo akhona kuzoza.
My opinion is that if this country is now prepared to allow these big players, the tycoons, to open their own companies for their benefit,
bathi ke bangadla batholele imali bese baphindze bayashabalala njengaloku bavala na Eskom njengaloku bangafuna lahle bafuna lokwabe kuzokhona batokhona kuzuza bona.
once they have filled themselves and they've taken their share, they will then disappear, as they did with Eskom.
Ngoba nawubuka lenzenga lo gesi itawunyuka kwanyalo nje yasikhononisa siyakhala yasekhama kepha ke nawubuka lokuthi nangabe lenkampani livele livunyelwa lenzenga gesi itawunyuka sikhame kakhulu kunaloko.
If one looks carefully, the tariffs are being hiked. It's now expensive. We are complaining of the price of electricity. Now, if it is allowed to privatize this electricity, the price is going to go even higher and we're going to have even more difficulty in paying for electricity.
Umbono wami uthi lelahle alibiyele lisebende
My proposal is that coal should go back into use.
njengoba belivele lisebenda akake kube ne-load shedding lisebenda lelahle.
Since it has always been in use, even in load shedding, coal has always been in use.
Uma ngabe lelahle nje alisebendi leli layishwa luyalenda yase-Richards Bay ukhanze kunabo 500 wemaloli ayofaka lilahle emkhunjini liyaphi kana likhona ukusebenta.
If coal really does not work, where does these 500 and so trucks that are going to Richards Bay to put on ships, why is it taken there if it is not working?
Bese sengibuya la kutheni kunetitandi lokutfolakala ukuthi linabo 10 years dikhona labantu bayefika ngisho bo 50 but labantu bethe gesi.
Now, there are newsstands. You find out there are about 50 established households, but these people still do not have electricity even after 10 years.
Now uyalandzela kuthiwa uthi masipala ufuna abantu babe ngu30. Now uyalandzela ukuthi hayi sokhuphukile ku30 sofuna 100 webantu batawubuyala abantu laba100. Lo 30 webantu ufuna sahlale bomnyameni. Lo 30 webantu ufanele ukuthi aconnected gesi ngaloko komthethweni.
If you try to follow this up with the municipality, they will tell you that they will be looking for 30 households to be in an area before they put electricity. You follow it up, they will then tell you we need 100 households. Where would then 100 people come, whereas 30 is still in the dark?
Lokusho ukuthi ke i-load shedding vele ayihambi ihleli.
This will mean then load shedding is here to stay.
Bese ngidibuta ukuthi Eskom utekani i-department yale system laws. Lapha khona ahambela khona bone ukuthi la sekunenkinga la sekunenkinga.
Maybe I should ask if ESCOM does not have a department where they consult with the people to see where the problems are.
Kubonakala ngazuthi hulumende nayo uyasibukelela akayilandzeleli indzaba yagesi akayilandzeleli indzaba yokudistribusha gesi.
It seems the government is also failing us because it's not following it up to check if we are getting electricity and the distribution of electricity thereof.
Sengigcina ngicela ukuthi mana ilungiswe indzaba ekufakelwa abantu gesi kungabi kulo 100. At least ube kuswe umbe 30 or less. Bantu bakhona ekufakelwa lo gesi. Lo 100 is too much. Silele bumnyameni. Letinyokanyoko tiyababulala abantu. Baphelile tinyokanyoko.
As I conclude, I request that you look into this matter, that it should not be 100 houses in a new area, rather be 30 houses and less, because with these illegal electricity connections, it becomes a problem, a threat to human lives.
Ngibingelele endlini, ngibingelele lebabuye eParliament, ngibingelele makhansela, ngibingelele umphakathi wonke.
My greetings to everyone that is here, parliamentarians, councillors, and everyone that is here at the community.
Igama lami ngiMisibongile Mazibuko, ngibuya kaNyamazane eWard 20.
I am from Ward 20, Kanyamazane, and my name is Bongile Mazibuko.
Kokuqala ngidawuvumelana nayo le bill.
Let me start off by accepting the bill or the amendment to the bill.
Bese ngisho ukuthi kuthi iParliament njengoba babhalile la kule bill ukuthi batawuvula amathuba ukuthi bantu lewenta amabhizinisi bakhone kuhweba nabo kulogesi. So lokho akungihlali kahle ngoba uma umuntu utomnika lo msebenzi awende angawendi kahle bese thina songumphakathi sitabe sesiyahlupheka sitawurepotela bani ngoba lo muntu njengasithini bantu bendlule eminyama asinayo le mali yokwenda lo msebenzi bantu lebatohlomla kakhulu kwenda le business bantu labamhlophe ene thina bantu labamnyama ugcwele kakhulu sigcwele kakhulu uma ngabuka ukuthi singakanani lesingasebenzi uthine indlu eminyama.
It is documented in the document that I'm holding in my hand that it is going to open opportunities for people to be traders or to sell electricity or distribute electricity. For me, this is a problem because now what will happen if the same person that is called distribute electricity now fails to do a proper job? Where will you then complain to, or what will we do as the end user and the community? If you look at this, it seems that black people do not have the capacity to run such businesses. I think the white people will benefit most when it comes to distribution of electricity.
So bengicela ukuthi iParliament isibukele kakhulu special ngoba kune youth le namhla labanye bahleli nema degree nema diploma endlini awawuthola umsebenzi uma ningabuka ukuthi ningayinceda njani iSCOM kuze ikhone ukuthuthukisa le hlelo layo lokwabela gesi kithi singumphakathi ene lokunye ngibiye ngisho ukuthi lama mayini lalaphehla amalahla lavaliwe why government angawavula umama yini kuze achubeke kuphehla labalahle kuze sitokuchubeka nalogezi wethu kahle.
Just 2 points to say that there are qualified young people who've got degrees and diplomas that are sitting at home unemployed. How can then this be used to the advantage of ESCOM so they can be helped to distribute electricity to the communities? The second is that there are disused or closed mine shafts which produced coals. These mine shafts should be reopened and then we can get more coal that will assist in producing electricity.
Ene lokunye la eSouth Africa akuyekele ukukhishwa malahle ona lokunye kwala eSouth Africa tindo letigujwa phasi tiphe kuhanjiswa tise kulabanye emave angaphandle.
It must come to an end that our minerals, and especially coal, should be taken from our country and be taken to outside countries.
Ngoba lokunye lokusibangela inkinga ukuthi sitithole sikulesimo lesi sagezi namuhla.
I think it is one of the issues that lead us to finding ourselves in the same predicament of not having electricity today.
Sengigcina kusho ukuthi lo kuthi kutofuna ukuthi kuthengwe gezi lobuya eMozambique kumbe buya kuphi etela eSouth Africa angiboni mina kusinceda lokho nje kuwesta kwemali ngoba sinato tindlela tokuphehla gezi la eSouth Africa asisebenziseni lokwethu lesinako siyekele kufuna tindo letiqhamuka ngaphandle yabo.
We have the capacity to generate our own electricity, to supply our own electricity. We should stop getting electricity from other countries because these does not help us in any way.
Angibingelele endlini.
Greeting to the house.
Ligama lami nginguJoyce ngwakambuyane Sibongo.
My name is Joyce Mbuyane.
Ngiqhamuka endaweni yaseLikazi eWard 21 E6.
I am from Ward 21, Section 6 in Ligazi.
So into lekhona kakhulu njengoba basilethele lo mthetho bafuna ukuthi sisho ukuthi siyawuvuma noma asiwuvumi.
This bill was brought to us so we could comment on it to say if we agree to the amendments or not.
La kulo mthetho into lengiyibonako already babhalile.
What I've noticed that in this amendment bill already it is enshrined or written in.
Uma babhalile nje sine sitawufaka ngiyabekisa 10 mhlambe bathathe lokuyi1.
Now that things are written in the document already, we would propose about 10 points and maybe 1 point will be taken into consideration and adopted.
Ngoba into lengiyibukako mina ngize ngingavumelani nawo lo mthetho. Kahle kahle sesto eda. Asikatholwa thine livo lwethu ukuthi thine sithini ngalogezi ngoba usenjetiswa ngithi. Sesitokungedela mhlawumbe sitophungula. Ene into lenye lekhona lo mthetho nabawubhala mina bengibona ukuthi kube bamane bayeta kithi batobuda lo lokusikhalisa ngalogezi.
My non-consent amendment of the bill is that already there are things that are documented down. It seems we are just here to add on what is already documented. I think the consultation should have been with us from the onset before anything should be documented because we are the end user of electricity. We know what we need.
Lokunye lengikhala ngako leli committee leli ngilo lelikashabo ISCOM. Uma leli committee kube nalo licabange lokho ngoba ngabe silibonisile mhlawumbe nathi ukuthi before niqhubeka ngaye ISCOM ngoba sasithe lesikhathi sikhala ngalo ISCOM sesithe lesikhathi sikhala ngaletinkinga letivela kulo ISCOM khoyini labanye labatawun before nini bese senibhaleli lokhu nive nabo ukuthi bona beta siphethele ini.
And I think the committee that empowers ESCOM to supply electricity should have followed the same procedure as you are doing now, to come and consult with us before they could empower ESCOM, to see if maybe we could have suggested to check if they have other people who could come in as players to be as competitors with ESCOM before documenting whatever that is documented in this document in my hand.
Kungako ngisho ukuthi ngiyalichitha ngoba vele kahle kahle thine kahle kahle bebatondlulisa ukuthi kukhona lo lokukhona la mara thine loluvo lwethu lesikhala ngalo why ISCOM kane abe yedfane angabi nalabanye kakhulu ngikhala ngaloko ngiyabonga.
I therefore reject this amendment bill in that it is just now an opinion that we are putting, whereas things are documented. Why is ESCOM only as a sole and one player and no other competitors to ESCOM?
Sanibonani,
Greetings.
ninjani?
How are you?
Mina Elizabeth Matlasi, ngibuya eWard 18 eThekwani South.
Elizabeth
Matlasi.
Matlaste. I'm from Ward 18 in Tekwane.
Sina ngalogezi siyakhala ngoba kuningi kusonakalelako. Malahle ayahamba ayapheshara lana akasasebenzi kuthiwa akasasebenzi nyalo kuthiwa gezi sitamthenga through the bank. Labantu labadzala labangakwati ukuthenga lo gezi ngemafoni batowenda njani?
There's a lot of our property that is getting damaged from this load shedding and this electricity crisis. Because now there's electricity and coal that is taken to other countries. What about us in South Africa? There is now proposals that we're going to have to buy electricity through the bank. What about our elderly people? How will then they manage to buy electricity?
Thina labanye asisasebenzi baningi bantu abahleli bayowuthenga ngani lo gezi le bank ngoba kuthiwa sewudawuthenga ebank uyowuthenga ngani ngoba awusebenzi.
Some of us and many other are unemployed. With the proposal of having to buy electricity from the bank, how will we then manage or afford to buy electricity whereas we're unemployed?
Nyalo siyanibona nihleli la. Next time ngeke siphinde sinibone la.
We see you today, you are here, but next time we won't see you here.
Nyalo nithi sifuna niyafuna ukuthi sinivote lesithenga lo gezi kini. Mara after 3 months no one stombona.
You're now here, you want us to vote for you, buy electricity from you, but after 3 months you won't be here.
Sikala ukuthi nanita la nito campaigna ngetindo tende ni campaigna ngato. Ni campaign ninganyamalali njengemantu mawuwachithe phansi. Ninganyamalali banini khona.
When you come,
Tuka ma councillor every day ma councillor sawa box. Lobu mnyama bantu bayasibulala bakungenela endlini ugeza ngahamba. Bantu bangena nesinjembe ezendlini abakhethi umntwana yini bayashaya.
I think when you come to campaign and propose things, you should not disappear as water will disappear when spilled on the ground. You should be here always in that when we have load shedding and then crime is perpetuated, people will be killed in the darkness. Why is ESCOM there?
Lokuningi sesiyasaba ngoba ubona abantu hey thina sibani seniyalandzela nani njengetinkomo bathi khombe edibhini.
We
Anigeni lutho. Nyalo simile la simele gezi. 1 2 3 after 5 months gone. Kude gezi lo sitomthola. Noma sawuthi uyangala bathi hey wena uzange wente kokuthi
we are then bound to follow different causes and other parties and groups because now we don't know who to listen to anymore. After a couple of months, the same people disappear because you don't know what to do.
Sicela ukuthi nangabe kusho ukuthi niyahlangana na ISCOM hlanganani na ISCOM nende into levakalako gezi siyathenga laba labayenda tinyonga bayenda sina siyabanjwa lana kuyobhadala bo 6,000 le sengcinile.
Please sit down and talk to ESCOM because we are prepared to buy electricity. When you connect illegally, you'll be arrested and made to pay a fine of 6,000 rands.
Siyabonga kakhulu mama.
Thank you very much, lady.
Asisonyamalala thina.
We won't disappear.
We have been in this province as a portfolio of minerals, resources and energy. I think now for the 4th time in Mpumalanga alone.
Sesi la kulesifundza seMpumalanga njengesigungu seTembuwa mhlambe sihlandla lesine la eMpumalanga kuphela.
Yeah, but we hear umama's concern about people who use such platforms maybe for campaigning and so on. We are not one of them.
Siyeva sikhalo samake sebantu labafika abantu abasebenzisa lesi njengenza yo campaigner kepha thina asibo labanye babo labo labantu.
Some of the issues that have been mentioned here are actually issues that relate to bringing parliament to people.
Letinye taleti tintfo letiphakanyiswe lana titsinza indzaba yenhlelo isal parliament ebantwini.
so that people can have their say in what will happen when we do discussions, when we are back in parliament.
Kuze kuthi nabo babe neluvo lwabo, kuze kuthi futhi bafake lichaza kutinkhulumo mpikiswano leti bakhona ku parliament lelive.
So that was the last round that we had of people participating. If you have a document, an idea with regard to the bill, you are still allowed to give it to the table that side.
Laba labasanza kusuka lana bekube gcina kepha nangabe sikhona siphakamiso noma sethulo longathanza kusenda usavumelekile ukuthi ubhale phansi njengoba likhona litafula.
As we have said, for this round, this has been our first meeting in Mpumalanga. We are still going further, and at some stage, the chairperson would indicate what will happen from here.
Njengoba ngiye ngasho lana kulesigaba saleti nkulumiswano leti mhlangano wethu ekuqala kulesifundza seMpumalanga indlela eseseyinze sathi uyaqhubeka sivakashele letinye tifundza kanzi ngitawuphindze nginikete na sihlalo lithuba lekuthi achaze ukuthi luhlelo lethu lime njani.
So your contribution is going to be mixed with the contribution of all the other provinces when we will be discussing on our own.
So tetfulo tenu titawubukwa tihlanganiswe naleto letivela kuletinye tifundza kute sitawuhlanganisa tinhloko mayelana nemaphuzu lavelile.
And it will give us a direction in which we will have to look into in finalizing the bill and debates in parliament about this bill.
Kanzi ngaleyo ndlela ke sitawuthatha sinqumo sesibuke letetfulo letendiwe mayelana nalomthetfo sivivinyo wagezi lesisanza kuwetfula kunyalo sihamba sicokelela timvote bantfu.
So I'm going to give over to the chairperson to tell us the way forward, but after he has spoken, please don't leave your seats so that you could be helped and served where you are.
Ngitawunikela kusihlalo kude asinikete umhlahlandlela. Kepha ngithanza nje ukuthi nginicele ukuthi ningasukumi ngemva kokuthi sihlalo sekakhulumile njengobe nitawuniketwa lokuya ngasetfunjini kuleto tindzawo lenihleti kuto.
Otherwise, I thank you for this round of contributions. Thank you, Chairperson.
Ngiyabonga tonke tetfulo letendiwe. Sinikela kusihlalo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Volmarans.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu kumhlonishwa Volmarans.
Good people, let me start here.
Bani bakithi angisho nje ukuthi ngithandza kuveta naku.
Angiyibeke ngolami kwenza ukuthi imitolikiwe ngosisa itolike wrong ngesingisi mina ngiyibeke ngalendlela yami.
Angase ngithi kuze kuthi let me protect myself from from being misrepresented by our interpreter. I will put it my own way.
Bani bakithi uhulumeni wakudala ubeyishaya imithetho.
The old government passed laws.
Akaza mina ke ngazalwa ngesikhathi sakhe ngaphila ngaphansi kwakhe. Angikhumbuli nonyaka owodwa sibizwa. Kuthiwe makuzokwenziwa umthetho kuthiwe sizolalela nina nithini.
Those laws were passed without consultation. I don't recall ever in my lifetime getting an invitation of a consultation process where the government sought our views.
Uma sinikeza ithuba lokuba ingxenye yokwenza umthetho asilisebenzise.
If we are given an opportunity of the law-making process, let us utilize that opportunity.
Yabona njengoba sila niyabona nje siyafana.
As we are here, we are all the same.
Siyinhlobo eyodwa.
We are all of the same skin color.
Ngoba yini kunabantu abaphila kamnandi umnotho sezandleni zabo noma sebebizwa bayoza ukuphela uma sekuthiwa nazi izinto ziyashintsha.
Because of the disparities in our society, there are those who continue to live a good life. And they can only stand up when things start working against them.
Ayilophutha ukuthi nama public hearings wethu mehlala ahlala kuphi.
I know, ngiyathi ukuthi le mihlangano yethu lena ivame kubanjelwa kuphi.
Yabona kumama ngifuna nje mina akuyena umuntu oxabanayo mangiyayichaza nje into beyiyona. Asiyona inhlangano yezepolitiki ezocela ivoti.
I don't want to sound as being argumentative, but Mami, let me clarify, we are not a political party. We are not here seeking votes.
Siyilikomiti laseParliamente elibhekene nezimbiwa phansi namandla.
We are a parliamentary committee responsible for minerals and energy.
Asibali ukuthi ubani uma sihlangene usuka kuliphi iqembu ngoba savuma ukuthi sithunyiwe ngabantu baseningizimu Afrika sonke.
We don't even consider any political affiliation because we are the servants of the people of South Africa.
Manje ke ubaba uVolmarazi wase Northwest ngisuke KZN.
Honorable Volmerans is from Northwest, I'm from KZN.
Ubaba uBhilankulu usuke eLimpopo.
Honorable Bilankulu is from Limpopo.
Ubaba uLokozana uphume Eastern Cape uzungula.
Honorable Zukula is from Eastern Cape.
Ubaba Mahlawuli uphume eLimpopo nase Cape Town.
Honorable Mahlangu is from Limpopo and Cape Town.
Une residence embili.
He has got two residents.
Umama uMakeke Tyobeka uphume ePitoli eGauteng.
Mam Chobek, Honorable Chobeka is from Pretoria and Gauteng.
Ngenzela ukuthi kusasa singalahlekisani ngezinto ezicacile ezisobala. Umama uMalinga uziphumela eStandartini eMpumalanga.
Honorable Malinga is from Standerton in Pumalanga. I'm trying to clarify everyone so that we don't get confused.
Manje uzoshiya constituency yakhe agijima yenkoma uma amakhansela engawenza umsebenzi wawo uma amalunga anama office ekuthiwa ngama constituency office engaye emsebenzini angeke kuyogxeka umuntu waseLimpopo ukuthi akeze enkomazi.
Honestly speaking, if the various constituencies are not performing their duties, we can't blame it on a person from Limpopo. They can't move from their own place to come and intervene on issues of locality.
Ngithe uma ngifika ngathi ngiyaqala ukunyathela lana isizathu sokuthi ngizonyathela lana yingoba kunezichibiyelo ezifakwa kumthetho sisekelo yona into engizele.
Upon arrival, I stated that this is the very first time I'm coming here. The only reason I'm here is because of the proposed amendments to the bill.
Asizanga ukuzocela sizothi umbono wenu nina uthini.
We are here to seek your input, your opinion regarding this amendment bill.
Ngenza isibonelo bathi abanye and abekho wrong bathi inkinga kulomthetho enisiphethele wona ukuthi kuzothathwa izinto zomphakathi ziyobekwe ezandleni zabantu abazimele lento okuthiwa iprivatization. Sicela uEskom ngenza isibona ngisho ukuthi ngivumelana naye. Sicela uEskom aqhubeke ngalendlela asiqhubeke ngayo. Bayame kancane oziswa nazibovu abese begaqela ukuthi kuzovela amathuba kudle bona.
Some people have raised the issue of privatization as a challenge because now it will mean that public property will be in the hands of the elite few and they will do as they please.
So akuloni masivulathi akusona isikhathi sokukhala ke lesi isikhathi sokutshela abantu ukuthi phindelani nina ngathi nithe nizolalela nifuna ukwenza umthetho sinitshela lokho lo mthetho ke nizofaka awenze lokho nalokho nalokho kube yithina ke sikubonayo ukuthi hayi ngeke silalele lebishu kodwa sukuthi unikwe izithuba ubeke umbono wakho ubusuthi uyakhala ngoba asizobhala thina ukuthi hayi bakhalile lapha yana sizothi abasho ukuthi bathini ngomthetho lo sithi mawulungiswe.
We must be very careful when given an opportunity. We must utilize it, especially to express our views, because we cannot go back and state that they only lamented And
Kodwa-
we don't know what their position on the matter is.
Kodwa ke sophela amandla sizoya kulaba abantu abange siyayazi ukuthi abantu bakithi iningi labo abakwazi ukugibela beye emadolobheni abakwazi ukusuka lapho njengoba sithi bhalani iningi labo abazokwazi ukubhala isingisi esinzima iyona lento siza kubona sithi sitsheleni ke nina.
But we will not give up. We will continue with the process. The unfortunate part is that a lot of our people are illiterate and they are not in a position to express themselves in writing and maybe perhaps using the appropriate English. But we will continue.
Ngiyanicela ukuba ke kwafika abanye bephethe umthetho ngiyanicela lisebenziseni lelo thuba kube yibona ababona ukuthi imbono yena ibalekile.
I am going to plead with you once again. When such opportunities present themselves, please make use of them and express your opinions.
Mhlambe sebefikile kanye bakafika uma be NHL the National Health Insurance bezempilo basuka ku NCOP batsheleni ukuthi nifuna ukuthi ezempilo zisebenze njani ningabe nikhala ukuthi hayi asiwathola ama ambulance hayi asithola yes siyakuvuma kuyenzeka lokho kodwa wena uma zishintsha ezempilo ufuna zishintshe kanjani.
I would like to make an example with the committee on on health, perhaps on the national health insurance. When they do come to your area, what you are expected to express is how you would like to see the national health insurance working for you instead of pointing out issues of service delivery.
So kubalekile ukwakhiwa komthetho bani bakithi masingawuthatha ukuthi uma befikile laba bantu baphume bengaphethanga lutho esithi umthetho mawusebenze kanjani.
It does not make it a norm of not contributing.
Kodwa ke into engiyithandile ukuthi iningi lenu libekile imbono ukuthi yini wrong yini right yini ifakwe uma ngabe sekuchithelwa lo mthetho.
What I do appreciate is that a lot of you did express themselves on what they find, what they feel.
Now, abangakutholanga ithuba salifuna ithuba okokuqala lokho ebesithe sicelile ezibhalwe phansi lento sithi ngama written submission asavuliwe.
Those who did not get the opportunity to express themselves during those platforms, the written submissions are still open. The closing date, if I'm not mistaken, should be the 16th of October.
Kodwa umuntu ebela namhlanje mhlawumbe umeza la bengacacelanga kahle ukuthi kwenzakalani useyathola manje ukuthi engiyile omunye mhlawumbe uyile nasembhobheni ngiyile lapha embhobheni kodwa manje sengiyazi ukuthi ukukhulunywa ngani uvumelekile ubhalela ikomiti ngeimbono zakho onazo.
If you were also granted the opportunity to speak on the microphone, but you realize in hindsight that you could have perhaps not understood initially what was required from you, you can still make that written submission.
Yes, nalaba abangakwazanga ukuthi bakhulume uvumelekile ubhalela ikomiti.
And even those who were not given that opportunity to speak on the microphone, you can still make your written submission.
Ipeni lingahlangana nephepha, umunwe uhlangane neyocingo lefoni, i-email address kube sekuthiwa ngu-boss. Boss is BOSS. boss@parliament.gov.za.
You can still write your submissions using pen and paper or via email. The email address boss@parliament.gov.za. ABOSS pament.gov.za.
or ungathumela ku A-Kotse,
Or you can,
A-Kotse@parliament.gov.za.
or you can still send your email to akotze, which is AKOTZE @parliament, spelling sa parliament, English ya, parliament.gov.za. Njengoba babhalile kule pen.
Yabona ukuthi uthisha, yabona usekwazi Ntolike edlulele. Bantu bakithi siyabonga kakhulu. Siyathemba asiphinde sibuye, uqinisile manga, asiphinde sibuye.
We are not coming back.
Yeah,
You are
ibalulekile
right,
le.
Mama.
Uma siqeda lana njoba bese ngishilo.
When we finish here, as I had already said,
Sizohlanganisa umbiko wethu kwezi ndawo zonke sihambe kuzona.
we are going to consolidate a report based on all the areas we have visited.
Indawo nendawo esihambile ine report yayo ukuthi batheni bebebangaki bekungobani ngoba uma sesixabana ke sisodwa manje lapha ekomidini ngenxa yezinhlangano esibuya kuzona nembono esinayo sibuye siphikisane nokuthi bebebangaki abantu bekulanda besikuyona.
What we are going to do is we are going to put together a report on the various areas that we have visited individually, and we are going to look at who said what and how many were in attendance, because we are still going to debate these issues amongst ourselves as the various political organizations.
Uma sesiqedileke kuyoba khona ke sixoxayo thina sivumelane ngesinye isikhathi sivumelane ngokungavumelani uma ningavumelani ke kuyaziwa ke kuphakanyiswa izandla uma iphasile lapho izohamba iyoxoxwa kwi-National Assembly.
We are still going to come to an agreement or perhaps agree to disagree. If that process still doesn't suffice, then we will put it to a vote. And then that will determine that the submission that should go to the National Council of Provinces,
No, the National Assembly.
National Assembly, I apologize.
If siphumile ke kuthina ezandleni manje ngoba sobe siwenzile wethu umsebenzi.
It will be out of our hands because we would have done our job.
Uma iphasile kwi-National Assembly uyodluliselwa kwi-National Council of Provinces.
Once it has been approved at National Parliament, it will then be passed on to the National Council of Provinces.
Ikomiti ke libhekene nezezimbiwa nezamandla la kwi-National Council of Provinces kuyoba ilona ke libonayo kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi nalo liyophoqeleka liye kubantu liyokuzwa izimvo ukuthi abantu bathini ngalezi ichibiyelo.
Now, the Committee on the National Council of Provinces will also be forced to go and solicit the views of the public and find out what their opinions are.
So yoke mama ngithi asibuyi.
That's why I can assure you, Mami, that we are not coming back.
Uhlelo lusho njalo.
That is the nature of the program.
Asibonge kakhulu sesifike emaphethelweni omcimbi wethu wanamhlanje.
Thank you very much. We have come to the end of our program today.